probably hear you now, though. Hey guys, how are you? Check who's there. Beej, can you be the reader outer?
Yeah.
Let me know. Cardio again.
Hey Paul.
Hey Paul, how are you? A few more minutes and we'll wait for people to join and we'll get going for hopefully our penultimate class. Let me just move this camera down just a little bit. There we go, that. And it should be a bit better now. That's better. That's much better. Can you hear us okay? Let us know you can hear us. Give us a sound check. Give us a sound check. 1, mic check 1, 2, 3. I think you can hear us.
Paul is looking forward to getting back into the gym.
Well, I certainly am looking back into the gym too, Paul. Obviously, from next week.
Sound is good.
Sound is good. Hopefully from next week, I think we find out tomorrow about the tiers, don't we?
Yeah.
So if Reading is in tier 1, then we're good. I think tier 2 are also good, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah.
We're fine with tier. It's obviously if we go into tier 3, then we have to stay shut. But I'm pretty confident the numbers are pretty stable in Reading. They've not been growing up a lot. I think they're coming down again, so I'm hoping that we are good to go. So, thank you very much. Usual rules apply, like I said. You have to register, all that kind of stuff. And I do thank you from the bottom of my heart for the people who kept their membership and kept with us. It makes a massive difference to us. We run the gym on a relatively light shoestring. And we don't do it massively for profit, so it's not like making max of money. So we do thank you very much for all those people. Somehow you will be rewarded. I have no idea how, but you will be. So, tonight we're going to work on some basics of clinch work, give you a good workout, and hopefully we can then make you ready for our return next Wednesday. So we obviously did a question and we did the quiz and the answers, but we've set the question.
Hey Sophie.
Hey Sophie, one of the winners. Sophie won last week. Yeah. She guessed how many hand wraps were in that bag, and there were 47. And Sophie guessed 50. So the question was set on Monday's class. I'm not going to tell you the question. You have to watch Monday's class to get the question. So get on there, still on there. It's live on YouTube. You can do the replay. So get on Monday's class, get the question, DM me some answers. We've had some fantastic answers so far. So get them in there. All right. To win, fresh off the press, when they come in, the new gym hoodies. These are just prototypes from a guy who did them for me, and he didn't do a very good job. I don't know if you can see that. It's all grey sort of around here. He did a rubbish job. But the proper ones we've had done are proper screen printed, really nice quality ones, and they'll be available £35. But the winner will get the very first one before anyone else. Well, maybe not before me and Jen, but you know what I mean. Anyone outside of that, our little bubble. So, without further ado, let's get to the class. DJ Jenny, hit that, turn it on at the bottom. Every week she forgets to.
Not even every week, it's every day.
Every week she forgets to turn the power on. Okay, jogging on the spot, 2 rounds of 2 minutes. Is it 2 minutes you've done with 1 minute? Yeah, let's jog. Just loosen yourselves up, jog, high knees, whatever you want to do to get yourself into some sort of warm state. Somebody's definitely turned off the heating out there because it's definitely got colder.
Yeah, and wetter.
And wetter. That weird wet stuff falling from the sky seems to keep coming back.
Rubbish.
I know. It's about this time of the year. I wish I lived in like a warm climate like California or something like that. But during the summer, it's about my favourite time of the year is April, May, when it's just starting to warm up again. You get these crazy heady days of warmth, and then you get crisp days, and then you get these really different days and things like that. So.
I like early autumn.
Early autumn. Yeah, I suppose you get
that lovely warm evening.
Yeah. So you get days when it's a little bit cold, and you get days when it's lovely and warm. And yeah, I suppose I'm definitely an April guy. April, May. It's also because it's my birthday in April, so I get fantastic presents from people. Apparently. Okay, so jogging on the spot. We're going to do 10 press-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. And we're going. So remember, if you've got a Fitbit, Garmin, Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, wearable text, heart strap, any kind of monitor, set it onto cardio, record those workouts, see where you're, and get the data about yourself, see how hard you've been working. It's fun to see some of the stats about yourself, your resting heart rate, your peak heart rate. All those kind of data is very important to sort of get that, to see you're improving. If you're into the tech, do some reading on it. Resting heart rates are very important. The other one to look at is your heart rate variability. Do some Googling on that. Some interesting data about it.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. And then we're going to do 10 press-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats, and we'll go again. Just shake it all out. Remember, stay safe. Make sure you've got some good space around you. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The lens cap fell off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was in my pocket. It fell out. Sorry about it. The lens cap dropped out. So let's see who's there. We'll go again.
Beej, are you going to come back to the gym soon?
Yeah, we hope to see you soon, Beej.
Been for a while.
Hope you're keeping well, sir. We miss you. What's he saying?
Laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud. Okay, join us for one more round. We miss you shouting elbow. That one used to make me smile, that. Still does. What's he saying?
Hopefully Wednesday.
Yeah. Message me, make sure you've got the app. If you need some help, please message me. The Wix app, the website, make sure you're registered so you can book in. Obviously, everything needs to be pre-booked now. The reason we need to pre-book it so we can limit the numbers in the gym. We have to be quite strict, as he said.
Misses us.
I miss you too. So yeah, obviously use a Wix app, use a website. All pretty automated. It's pretty slick. I think it's pretty slick
I think
anyway.
it's very cool.
Yeah.
Very easy to use.
Yeah, some people have used it to good effect.
It's better than the iPad.
Yeah, you used to be able to sign in on the iPad, that was all a bit rubbish. And it's all a bit, so people can manage their own accounts now as well, which is good. Some people obviously needed to cancel their own subscription, so that's fine. Allows them to do it themselves. They're in charge of their own destiny. That's the key. 45 seconds. Knees up a little bit more if you can. Let's get a little bit of that heart pumping a bit. My heart's sitting at about 90 beats a minute. It's not a lot. My resting heart rate's about 47 to 50. So that's nowhere near. My max heart rate's about 160. So I'm not even really moving. So let's get it going. Now it's 101. That's a bit better. There we go. It's moved up a bit now. If you've been sat at home, if you work at home, furloughed or whatever, or your job requires you to sit down a lot, it's good to be active. Get out and walk. I work at home. And what I do is, during the day, I'm quite often, okay, no press-ups, no sit-ups, no squats. I want to get straight on with it. I talked a lot last week and we did a lot of stuff. I'll get straight to it. As I say, I work at home a lot and I take time to just walk around the block in between calls and doing stuff and, calling customers. And literally just walk out the door. There's about a 2K loop around where we live, just not far from here. And just literally just plod around as fast as I can. Just walking just to get the blood going. So it's really good. So tonight we're going to work on looping seamlessly from one thing to the next. We're going to work on clinch work. It's a very intrinsic part of Muay Thai. Separates us from kickboxing in a big way. The reason being is, in a kickboxing fight, when the two boxers come together and they hold on to each other, in a kickboxing fight or a K1 fight, quite often the ref will break it. There is some slight differences with K1 where they're allowed to strike once, but then they must release. But in a Muay Thai fight, or even in an MMA fight, that becomes where the real skill starts to learn out. Learning to be able to control your opponent, to either throw them, to be able to strike, or be able to knee, or even punch. You know, everything's legal once you get into the clinch. You can, if you want, you could punch them. Obviously, there are other weapons once we get in that close range. So the footwork for the clinch is a little bit different. Normally, I'd ask you to step to the side and back in an orthodox guard position, or a southpaw guard position on a regular with soft knees. When we come to the clinch, we want our feet to be a little bit more neutral. The reason being is then, as I always try to get a simple explanation is, if you're stood like this holding on to someone, you know, you don't have to be a mathematician to work out the probability that I'm probably going to knee with this knee. You get it? Because if I'm stood like this, the obvious choice is to throw the knee up the middle. So that's why we have a neutral guard. Feet slightly wide, about as wide as your hips. I want you to be soft knees again. Okay, and what we're going to do? There's two parts to it. We can either control the head, or we can control the arms, or we can control the body. That's three, not two. Can't count today. So obviously control the head. We can control the arms to stop them grappling with you, or we can lock around and control the body for throws, or we can throw knees from there. So, but again, the feet stay the same, relatively neutral, okay? So that we can move, so that we can push forward, so that we can trip people, so that we can actually pull and knee, and that's why we have that. So what we're going to work on today, if I bring in my beatable assistant who's standing to my left, is we're going to work on that top control kind of thing. So we'll come in 1 second. So what we start off is a basic, what we call 50-50. So I put my hand around the back of Jen, she puts her hand around the back of neck. We put one hand here to control here. That's the basics of it. So if we come around, you can see I've got one hand here, one hand here. Okay. So without Jen, so we've got one here like this. So I'm controlling the arms. Okay. And all we're going to do is a little bit of a march on a spot. We don't keep ourselves planted all the time. We have a little bit of lightness in our feet. Okay. So what we're going to work on, come back again, is pummeling to the top position. So here and here, got it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand in, grab my hand like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work on that. So we're just going to go one in, and just work like that. One in, okay? That's the basics of it. So, okay, from here, so if you're on the outside, you come in, outside, in, outside, okay? So that's the first basics of it. The second basics we're going to work through is the arm control. So on the outside, I'll go through these things and then we'll set you a little drill to do. So what I want to do is be able to stop Jen from punching me, from elbowing me, controlling me. Okay, if she's got hold of my arms and she's controlling me, or she's got my head, okay, she can move me around. She can pull me down there if she wanted to. She got the cue that time. Okay, or she could step back herself and throw a knee, neutral feet. That's it, boom, and she gave me to head. So what I want to do, to a degree, is I want to be able to control her. So she goes to grab my head. I sit on the inside of her arms, as I showed a few minutes like that. We make like a swan. Show you, like a kind of a swan. And Jen comes over here for a second. I put my arms. You stand kind of here. I put my hook on the inside of her arm. Remember, you'll have gloves on, so you just literally sit into the crook of the elbow, over the bicep, and you control with your forearm, okay, on both sides, okay? So if we go around to the other side, we'll see it's exactly the same. The idea being my elbows are pointed down a little bit, and the idea is now, if Jen tries to throw a punch or an elbow or a knee, I can control her body. See, now I'm in position of, if I take a step and turn, I can throw her away. Hey, Ann, how you doing, Beach? Right, so, and then the last one is body control. So one more time. So if someone's got around here, the idea being is I come around the back and I lock my hands together, so I neutralize what she's got, and I'm nice and tight, so I can then throw my own knees from here. I can also, if I wanted, I could lift and throw myself. So that's the head control, arm control, and body control, okay? That's the basics of the control of the arms. Control of the head, control the arms, and then control the body. All of those things, we do it with a hand up, hand down, as if we're clapping, and we lock, okay? Now, so you will see a lot of people sometimes do it like this, where they go like back to back. I'm a big fan of locking hands, reason being, I feel it's stronger when you come from here, okay? If my both hands are back to back, I've got no grip, all Jen needs to do is lift up quickly, and I'm out. Okay, one more time. So if I've got my hands clasped as she lifts up, I've got a lock on her. It's the same for the back. Okay. If I'm just holding like this, with no lock on like this, all she needs to do is push her bum back, and I'm out. Okay. Now if I've got a lock like this, and she tries to come backwards, I've got a nice solid lock. Means I can control my opponent better. Okay. So 3 things we'll just review. Head, arms, remember, like a swan, weird little swan thing. We hook one on, elbow down, hook one on, and we can control people's arms. It's like some sort of weird praying mantis, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I sort of thought, and then remember, round the back. Okay, now one little point to mention. When you lock around the back, you need to be around the chest area. Okay, you can't go to the lower back. The ref will pull that up. That is considered a foul. Well, not so much a foul. Johnny will correct me on this, but you can't hyperextend the spine. So if you are down here, the ref will probably come along and try to get your lock up. So always try and get it up here. It's also stronger lock on the body. Okay, down here, it's quite easy for Jen to just push her hips back and I'm out. But if I'm up here, it's different. It's harder for her to do that. If she wants to come out of me, I'm strong under her arms as well. Okay? So, quick drink of water, and we'll move off from the technique onto some little workouts on how to throw knees on the clinch work. Okay. One boy. Now I've got my own one here. So if you want, you can go back and rework this video afterwards. Obviously, these are all going to stay up online for posterity to remind us what it was like. So if you're ever sort of wondering about, oh, how do I clinch, or you're in the gym, or you're at home, please go back and look at this stuff. Okay, but now, it's okay clinching and controlling people, but how do you throw knees in the clinch? Because it's one of the things. The 2 most dangerous elbows in the clinch are elbows. Did that sound right? No. Didn't sound right at all. The 2 most dangerous weapons are the knees and the elbows, because they're short range weapons. Reason being is, in theory, you could punch someone, but realistically, if I'm from here, and I'm controlling Jen's arms, okay, if I'm on the outside, she hasn't quite got a lock on there, down, I can throw an elbow, it's short range. Also, same for here, if I've got my head here, what I can do from here is I can take a step back, knee, and I can throw a knee in, okay, because it's at shorter range. I have seen people kick in the clinch, it's weird, but I've seen people come out and I throw kicks. It does work, it is a legitimate technique as long as it lands. What does B say? But honestly, just elbows and knees. It's probably the most effective.
Gym looks fresh.
It does look fresh because nobody's been in it. It's pretty, the mats are clean for once. Hallelujah. All right, so what we're going to work on is just get your hands up as if you're around your, in other words, in front of your own forehead, because that's roughly where you would be. Okay, see that? If I lift it off, roughly about there. And all we're going to do from here is a little march on the spot. And what we're going to do is take a step back, pull, down, from the side. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little step back with one of my feet, and I extend my hands out just a little bit. And the idea being is I push my knee forward and pull down at the same time. So step, knee, and you pull them into you. Reason being is you want to fold their body over your knee. In other words, bring the target closer to the accelerating object, which means much bigger impact. Because if you just throw it like this, it's great, it's going to hurt. If you pull them down at the same time, you just create more force. It's just physics, yo. What? Do you get that reference? No? I will use the reference board. So what we're going to do is just literally just step back, knee, and then come back down. Always come back down to this. So join in, Jennifer. High five, join in. All right. So hands up, step, knee, pull down. One more time. Step, knee, pull down. Point your knee and point your toes back to make a nice sharp angle with your knee and the target. The more you can do that, the more force it creates, the more you actually tighten up those muscles, or more energy you create. Okay. Nice flailing leg, nice and soft, isn't the ideal. It's like punching someone with a soft fist. Okay, if you punch it, it's going to hurt, but it's still not as if you tighten all that up and tighten all those muscles, and you create a real solid object, and you hit that person, the amount of impact that's got compared to soft, kind of flailing sort of limb. That's it. So front now, neutral feet, remember, step back, boom, and then come back. Neutral feet all the time. Boom, that's it, there we go. One more time. Boom, that's it. Point those toes when you knee. Make sure, nice and sharp. Make that angle real acute. Is it acute? Yeah. Real sharp angle with those knees. That's it, one more time. So step, knee. One more time, step, knee. Okay, moving on quickly. That's just what's called straight knee. Okay, I'm not going to pronounce it in Thai because I can't remember. It's been a long time. I think it's cow dung, which means straight knee. Cow meaning knee. Now, Johnny and Robert would probably be climbing the walls right now because my Thai is terrible, but that's literal translation. So, the other type of knee we've got is called a round knee. So, from here, Jen's got hold of me as well. Her sides, if I can't step back, or they're real close to me, so I can't come back, or they've got control of me. Like Jen's got control of under my arms, or here, underneath, under my arms. Sit. As in, grab my back. Sit. So she's like this. It's very difficult for me to come back. But if I stand proud, this part of her body is a target. So I'm going to lift it up, throw it in from the other side. So if I can't come back, I can do what's called a round knee. So I can see you. So the idea being, you bring it up, you hit it in. Okay? So from here, so what I'm going to do is if I'm locked on, we're locked on, I can't step back, she's got control of my body, which is very difficult. What I can do is I can throw a round knee. Okay? Now the round knee is not the most deadly of weapon, but it can hurt. If you take a round knee straight into the floating rib, they do sort of...
Yeah, point the knee into it.
You point the knee into it, they can certainly get someone's attention. What they might do is give you a little bit of space and to do something else, to advance. The whole point to it is rather than just staying, doing nothing and being controlled by the person, you are active in throwing knees. So what we're going to do, same thing, we're going to bring it up, knee it in. Bring it up, knee it in. Okay. So the idea being is you come up and you swing. So you go opposites together. So one more time, neutral guard again, out to the side, swing it in. Out to the side, swing it in. Okay, out to the side, round, sit, oop, my balance, out to the side, boom. It's hard without anything to hit.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's really hard to hit because you don't get that feedback from landing a shot. Boom, sit, one more time. Boom, just the basics. Boom, sit, good. Boom, sit. Sit, good. And that's the round knee. Okay. So grab yourself a little drink of water and we'll go through some of this stuff again. And well done. So now we're going to work on, in the clinch as well as kneeing, as well as elbowing and controlling the person's body, you can twist or you can reposition them or unbalance them or turn your opponent to off-balance them or control them or do something with them. And it's quite disorientating to be thrown or to be turned. So to do the turn, the most basic one, if I grab the person's head like here, now what I'm going to do is the most basic one, is I'm going to take a step back my right foot, pull to the right. See, the idea being I step and I pull Jen round to the right. Okay? So I'll do it without. So from here, I step and I pivot. Get it? So if you go into the left, you step left, pivot left. The idea being is to move your opponent So that when they're working out why am I being thrown, you can then throw a technique of your own. But work on the basics of that twist or the turn. So step back, with whichever foot you step back with is the direction you're going to turn to. So the idea being you step, then you just pivot on your toes. What I did there, watch my toes, bump, pivot. Okay, step, pivot. The idea being is I step, I pull the person. Now, if you do it with a lot of vigor, you can throw someone quickly. So, throw them to the floor. Probably won't get that in that most basic of turn, but it certainly allows you to do that. Now, rather than just doing the turn, we're going to throw a knee on the end of the turn. Just going to go back to right basics, but it's a really good way of doing it. So, what we do is we step back. We're going to pivot and we're going to throw with the left knee. So, right foot step back, pivot. The left knee is literally now in the prime position to throw that knee. Boom. I'll do it with Jen to demonstrate. Yep. So right foot, step back, twist. See where my left foot is now? See it? Boom, that's ready to go. Just real basic stuff. Step, twist, knee. So we're going to work on that one. So step to the left, twist to the left, knee with your right. Okay? So left, right. Okay, opposite side. Right, left. Right, that's it. Perfect. So remember, left, right. And if you go in the opposite way, right, left. Okay, one more time. So step, boom. So you step, pivot, knee, step, pivot, knee. And don't forget to pull also with your hands. My hands. Don't forget to pull with your arms. I was going to say hands and arms. It kind of came out hands. It's a new technique. It's a new phrase for this part of your body, your hands. Okay, so remember, step, pivot, knee. Step, pivot, knee. Okay. Okay, one more step, pivot, knee. Got it. Well done. All right, time. So a little drink of water. We'll do a recap. We'll then go through a little burnout of just some knees, and then we'll let you go back to your normal life. You're free to roam the countryside. With
one other person.
With only one other person within the bubble within your thing. I don't know. So, recap. Clinch work, very important part of Muay Thai as a sport. It's what separates the sports quite drastically. It also is one of the most complicated parts of the sport. Kicking, punching, you can, not natural, but it's easy to pick up to punch someone, kick someone. All the stuff and all the nuances is where the hard stuff is. But as soon as someone grabs hold of you, you go, what the hell do I do now? And this person's trying to rearrange you. That's why on a Sunday, we used to go through a lot of clinch work. All the time, clinch. And there's no substitute for literally grabbing hold of someone, pardon the phrase, and literally just ragdolling them all over the place, and you getting ragdolled as well. There's a big difference in it. So basics are, remember, neutral feet, 3 different grips, top, arm control, body. There are slightly other ones, but those are the basic ones. There's like half, the body control. There's all sorts of things where you can escalate it round. But remember, back of the head, arms together, neutral feet. Arm control so you can stop them attacking you. And the last one, remember, body control nowhere near the lower back. Second one, for throwing knees. Neutral guard, step back, knee. Pull down at the same time, step back, knee. Most basic stuff. When you've got someone in close, or they're very close to you so you can't step back, maybe you've got the ropes behind you, whatever, or they've got hold of you around the back, or you can't maneuver. Round knee to the side of the body. The round knee could even go to the side of the face. If you pull someone down to the side, and you've got their head and you can manipulate them back, I've seen people boom into the side of the head. Okay, so it does have some potential for that kind of damage. So remember, up to the side, bring it in. Anywhere around here to the face, great targets. And then finally, the turns. Remember, neutral guard from here. Step, pivot, knee. Remember, pull down from the head. Step, pivot, knee. Very basic. Well done, everybody. All right, 3 minutes little burnout. We're just gonna go left and right knees for 3 minutes. I'm just gonna get those knees working, get those bodies working, and then we'll let you go. We'll have a stretch, and we'll let you back into the wild. DJ Jenny, hit that button. She got it right this time. 3, 2, 1. So all you're gonna do is just left, right, left, right. That's what you're gonna do, just for 3 minutes. Back when I first started Muay Thai, this was the basic warm-up. None of this jogging on the spot. You had to do this up and down the gym. Literally go, It was incredibly boring, but it gets the job done. Builds a lot of muscle in those legs. Gets that ability to actually then be balanced on your feet and timing. Okay. This will get naughty on the legs after a while. Remember, pull down as well. Pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down. Let's go, come on. That's it. This will get a little bit naughty on the legs, don't worry. This is the last thing you're going to do today. That's the instructional Keep Fit video, is. Call me, call me. Oh no, I can't do that.
I think you need the mic.
Mic. I need the mic and some spandex.
We need to do this again.
Yeah, a mic and some spandex and a leotard. Yeah. I might do that for charity.
You said it now.
If we raised enough money, I would do that.
Said it.
I would get myself a boom mic. Don't know about the leotard, nobody wants to see that. This is, when I create the streams, it asks me, is this appropriate for children? So I probably wouldn't be able to take that one.
Don't think that would be appropriate for anyone.
Well, exactly, and adults. Let alone. Okay, halfway. 1 minute 30 to go. Let's go. See that? That gets my heart rate right up to 104, that, just by doing this simple movement. Let's go. Last minute, we're going to go double time. Knee, 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 knee. 10 seconds, and we're going to get faster. Let's go. One time for the DJ. Okay, speed up now. Ready? Synchronized. No, not quite. Like a mirror.
So good.
40 seconds. The backs of my legs are killing me right now. My glutes are on fire. 30 seconds. Speed up. Pull down, remember. Use those hips. Push those hips forward. Don't just lift the leg up. You should be feeling it down the back of your butt cheek. Your quads and your glutes should be on fire. If your glutes aren't on fire, you're not using them. Oh, you've got really strong glutes. Could be that. 5, 4.
So just go.
So that got me to 120. Drink of water. You alright? So how are we doing out there in internet land? Give me a wave, say hello. How many people got on there, Jen?
7.
Oh, okay, well done. Oh, so I get it right in there doing those. That's exactly where you'd expect them. Because they're not, rather than just lifting your leg up, I need you to push your hip forward. So you're pushing that. So rather than just using that, use your quads and your glutes. How are we doing? Woo. That's a nice burn. It is a lovely burn. Well, people say lovely burn, but after it's a bit like, ah. Okay. So what we're going to do now is a little stretch down the backs of our legs. Feet shoulder width apart. Who else has said something there? Can you see, Jen?
Feet with a sweaty face.
Oh, sweaty face. So what you're going to do is feet shoulder width apart. And all we're going to do now is do a roll down. So head, neck, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And then just slowly roll down, bit bone by bone, all the way to the floor, just hang. All you've got to do is just hang forward, nothing else. Very simple but very effective stretch. Every morning you should be doing this. When you wake up, come out of bed, when you're brushing your teeth, just about to have your shower, just hang down and stretch. Make a big difference. Okay, we're going to start to slowly roll back up. So, reverse this completely. First thing to come in is your core, your legs, and then your lower back, hips forward. The last thing to come in is your shoulders and your head. Done. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a big circle with our hips to the back, to the side, and then front, and then around. And just open up all those little sort of things just at the end. So you get stretched all the way around in those hips, out to the side. 45 to the back, all the way back, 45 to the side, fully to the side, all the way forward, then change direction. Lean back, to the side, all the way through. Any pops you can feel, that's fine. Anything going twing, that's fine. We're finished. We're just giving that little bit of love to stretch down to finish. And then big step out to the side. What we're going to do now is we're going to squat down as far as you can. What we're going to do is literally just squat down and just stay. Nice and simple, deep squat. And then slowly come back up again. Okay, well done everybody. So now, before you go, thank you so much for everybody. Remember the question, in it to win one of these bad boys. Before anyone else in the gym is going to get one. Look at Monday's class for the question. I ain't telling anybody the question unless you looked. That's the point of it. Also, tell people if they want to go back. If any one of you guys want to go back and look at any of the technique videos we've done, please do. They're all going to stay up there for as long as YouTube lets us leave them up there. So please do go back and look at it. You know, even when you're back at class, don't ignore it. Go back and think, oh, Liam did one on clinch work. When was that? Oh, I remember. It was last Wednesday. Go through some of the basics, okay? Also share it with other people. If you've got other people who want to learn this kind of stuff, can't get into the gym, you know, it's all free, it's all content online. You know, give it all away, it's for you guys. So, but thank you from the bottom of my heart and Jen's heart. Well, thank you from the bottom of Jen's heart. Have you got one? Oh, burn. And thank you very much. And see you all on Friday. Friday will be our last broadcast again, unless... It will be our last broadcast. Positive thoughts, positive vibes. And then we'll have a few days off, and then Wednesday will be our first class back. So I thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a lovely, lovely evening. Stay safe for tomorrow. See you all on Friday. See ya. Weird sounds coming out.